Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, know your nation, know yourself, and forgive me. Mea culpa, mea culpa. I have just come off one of the most extraordinary intergalactic conversations, which is just absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah. So I just want to say a shout out. Look, because look, as you know, guys, I'm back on consultations. Yeah. So look, these are my clients' charts today. You know, stuff like that. One didn't actually show up, bless her. I won't I won't read her name out, but I think she missed the emails and stuff, and I sent several. But I'm going to give a shout out to Simon. You know who you are. We had the most extraordinary conversation. Extraordinary. Intergalactic conversation. We were talking about all sorts of different stuff, the Great Awakening, blah blah blah, and this very 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 special project that he's got, and it was just epic, so epic that I forgot that I had a Thursday fry up tonight, and it was only a little pop-up notification thing that came up, and I said to him, oh my god, I should have started my show half an hour ago. So apologies, but this is what I'm talking about, folks. And those of you who've had a consultation with me, you know this already. When I'm doing this work, something takes over. It's otherworldly. It's this Pluto energy, and time and space just dissolve. They just dissolve. And I'm reading the chart, and the planets are coming through, and we're having these conversations, and everything just, and it just takes me out of time and space. That's why I had to take a little break from the consultations, because it like time begins to bend. But anyway, so I was with a fellow time traveler. I wish him the greatest success with his project and stuff like that. I'm going to keep stum, because we were talking about the details of this project, but it really is groundbreaking, revolutionary, and something that has not been seen in human consciousness for thousands of years. And I'm not even joking. I proved it to this person. This has not been seen for thousands of years, and it's coming back. So do you remember, like I said, folks, magic is returning. We are in the Dwapara Yuga age. We're just coming out of Kali Yuga. Let me just grab one of my illustrations here. Oh, this is the scribbly one. Let me just get one of the nicest ones. But just so you know what we were talking about. Here we go. Those of you who got the book, you know this. Look, so this is the original illustration, yeah? And we were talking about the nakshatras, all of this stuff. But the most important thing we were talking about is the yugas. So remember, look, we're just coming out of Kali Yuga. We are here. This is where humanity is here. So we're in the upward sweep now of consciousness, yeah? The upward sweep. But we're only just getting going, guys, because down here was where the human consciousness was at its darkest. This is why we're still seeing so much of the douchebaggery happening in the world, because the old world is trying to hold on, the old ways, the old power structures. But the new age energy is coming in. So you guys watching, yeah, and us guys, us folk like me, we are birthing that new energy, which is breaking down the old. But it's very, very powerful. So when I was in that space with my client, I mean, we were talking for ages, but the time just went, because it was an intergalactic conversation, as it were. And I was sharing some stuff here. Now, I've not actually shared this, guys, with you, with you guys before, but I'm just going to share with you now, and then I'll begin the show, yeah, because I've just printed off the notes. This is the tracing outline, my original tracing outline, yeah, for the Caduceus, my version of the Caduceus of Hermes. When did I do this? So this is the painting. This is the painting bit. So you can see here, look, the shine and the shimmer and all this kind of stuff. And we were talking about Aslesha Nakshatra, which deals with the wisdom of the dragons. Yeah, that's where my ascendant is. And this client of mine, he had his moon there. So we're talking about dragon energy, magic energy. Yeah. One day I'm going to put these on the side of mugs and stuff, because I know you guys have asked me for posters and that lot, and that will come. Here we are. This is the original line drawing for that. When did I actually do this? I did this on the 28th of April, 2018. Bloody hell. Yeah, and it's one of my illustrations for the Herma Porter. So what's happening is this Kundalini, this intergalactic energy, is starting to come out and manifest in the world. And what is starting to happen now with all of these YouTube channels and all of this stuff, we're getting this confluence of these energies coming in. But at the same time, we're seeing the Kali Yuga energy breaking down in front of our eyes. Wherever Pluto is, of course, Pluto is inside. Repeat after me. Pluto is in sidereal Capricorn, yeah? Not Aquarius. Capricorn is the sign of government, old systems, structures, etc., all breaking down. This is why we're seeing the old ways of governing aren't working anymore. Look at the royal family. It's at least 1,000 years old. Look, it's falling apart. Where's Kate? Where are the children? Yeah. And I don't want people to kind of shout out, you leave Kate alone. We're beyond this point now. Let me tell you this. She does not show up at the trooping of the color, which is the king's birthday or the sovereign's birthday. Yeah, it happens the same time every year, irrespective of what their actual birth date is. Trooping of the color is the official birthday of the sovereign. If she is not there, all of this can of worms is going to open again. Yeah, Pluto in Capricorn. Old institutions, old things breaking down to make way for the new energy coming in. The client that I was talking with, he's part of that new energy as well. That's why when we were having that conversation, lost all track of time and space, because it was that kind of conversation. And it's like that with all of my clients to a greater or lesser extent, depending where they are on their journey. And that's why I forgot about the show. In fact, if the notification hadn't actually come up on my laptop, I probably would have completely forgotten completely. Yeah. Not that I don't love you guys, but it's just, we are in intense times, folks. That's why, as you know, I wrote my book, you know, that's the paperback, that's the hardback, you know, the routine now. It may or may not be, the link may or may not be in the video description below, because obviously I think I did it in advance. I hope I did. I think I did this time, because I knew that I would get busy and that I would have clients and stuff like that. But it's all in there with the illustrations and all of that stuff. And it's talking about planets are people. They're people, concrete manifestations, but they're also the world. And we were talking about the outer planets, Pluto transformation, Neptune, Uranus. They're all kicking off. So anyway, that's why I was late, my darling. So I apologize. Mwah! I hope you forgive me. Anyway, right, let's get on with the show, which I've literally just printed off in a flash, because I was like, holy shit, I need to get my show ready. So here it is. I'm literally just reading here. I don't know. I've barely had a chance to just scan my eye over the questions. So this is just raw and let rip. But you know how it is with me. We just get stuck in. So let's begin. And then we'll see who else is here as well. So in fact, quite a lot of you are here. Thank you so much for sticking around, guys. Apologies that I was late. What's this? What's Foggy saying? Kali is the Hindu goddess of death, time, doomsday. She is often associated with sexuality and violence, but is also considered a strong mother figure and symbol of motherly love. You bang on, Foggy. Now look, do you see? Look what Foggy said. Kali, Hindu goddess. No one would have been talking. No one was talking about this stuff 10 years ago. No one would. If you said Kali to someone, they would have probably thought of Kylie, a pop star, or, you know, a dog biscuit or something like that. The world is changing. You guys watching, yeah? We are part of that change, this exchange going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. We're raising up the consciousness. So I really, really do appreciate you guys being here, because we're going into the higher energies of Pluto, which is the alchemy. Yeah. Pluto actually wants the highest for humanity. It's just too many of the people are using his lower energies. Yeah. The douchebaggery. Anyway. So let's just get on with the first question, and then we'll just see how the show goes, folks. All right, let's see. What's the first one? Here we are. Oh, this is interesting. All right. So Mitz says, so MITZ asks, do you see the US changing course on Israel? It condemned the ICC for charging Netanyahu instead of supporting the rule of law. It comes across as a geopolitical decision rather than accepting that genocide was committed and that Netanyahu broke international laws. Because why else would they be charging him? And let's not forget, they're also charging members of Hamas as well. Anyway, this sends a dangerous message to the rest of the world that the ICC lacks legitimacy. Is the ICC, and then it cuts off. Oh, bloody hell. I think if I remember correctly, will the reputation of the ICC, let me go into my phone and find the rest of that, because I clicked it to have it print off, but it didn't. And I just want to make sure I get the last bit of the question right. So excuse-moi. Community, here we are. And then let's go here. And this, I think, is the top question. What the hell? 1 minute. Oh, no. I need to go here. This is it. It's saying I'm live. All right, let's go in. No. Oh. 1 minute. Let me just find. There's this Mitz. I'm looking for God, you know, with this thing sometimes you have to newest first. There we are. So here you can see I had to find Mitz's question on the phone because it didn't print out. And it comes across as a geopolitical decision rather than accepting that genocide was committed and that Netanyahu broke international laws. This sends a dangerous message to the rest of the world that the ICC lacks legitimacy. Is the ICC under threat of being irrelevant? Oh, all right, let's have a chop. Let's have a look. Now, remember, guys, we are in what I call the composting phase. You've heard me say this before with this Pluto in Capricorn. The old is breaking down and being digested. But what it's showing is all the darkness and all the corruption is coming up to the surface. Yeah. Remember what I said, Pluto represents the darkest of what humanity can potentially do. He does represent things like genocide and people trafficking and all of the isms and schisms, fascism as well. Because remember as well, we're also seeing anti-Semitism increase. We're also seeing countries and governments moving to the right. Yeah. So it's all happening at the same time. But what's also happening is the magic, the exchange, like what I was talking with my client before, even though we got lost in the conversation, but that was because of the alchemical nature of it. So everything is all happening everywhere all at once, just like that crazy film. It's amazing. I don't know if you've seen it, but you should. All right, the ICC. What does Spirit have to say about the ICC and how relevant it will be going forward as an upholder of international law, which seems to be mocked at the moment? Let's have a look. Let's pull this camera down and see what's going on here. All right. The ICC, what's going on with them? Are they going to still remain relevant? ICC. Still going to remain relevant. And I realize I'm ravenous. I've not eaten for hours. But it's so late now, I'll have to have a tiny little snack. Well. Now, this is interesting here. Very interesting. Okay. Oh, there's 375 of you here. Thank you so much, everyone. I will late, but I'm here now. For those that are just joining, I've explained at the start of the video. Anyway, ICC, look, it's under attack. It's lit. Look, you can see, as you know, I say what I see without fear of favor or blah, blah, blah. My job is to read the cards. You can see this card, this person is under attack. Look, there. All the different rods coming from the different directions. Now, from what I understand, certain members of Congress have even been attacking the ICC and stuff like that. So this is them trying to defend themselves. This is them trying to defend the rule of law. What else could it mean? Yeah, this is no picnic in the park, is it? We look in the obstacle position here, we see the Ace of Cups, which is normally a yes card. Yeah, and then if this has started the reading, that would have been a little bit better. Yeah, but it's turned up in the obstacle position. So what this is suggesting here is really it's acting like it's reversed. When the Ace of Cups is the right way up, it can talk about wish fulfillment, satisfaction. I'm a little bit too bright here. I can barely see the card. This, you know, it talks about satisfaction, wish fulfillment, harmony, nice stuff going on. But look, it's turned up in the obstacle position. So this is talking about discord, unhappiness. Maybe there's unhappiness within the ICC, but also unhappiness in the terms of the way that international law is being applied or not. Yeah, so the ICC are not happy. They're probably feeling under siege, but they do have their supporters as well. Yeah, we look here in the middle. We've got, now this is what everything is hanging off. Look, we have got the 7 cups here. So this is illusions and delusions. It's as if the world is becoming delusional about the rule of law. Yeah. That's how I'm interpreting this card. As you can see, look, there's all sorts of different things in here. This person doesn't know what to do. This card is also about making multiple choices, but which one? It's like the world is going crazy. Look, we can see it's like, huh? And everyone's going, but this is the rule of law. This is what the ICC stands for. This isn't why is this confusing? People are trying to confuse everyone. So they no longer the law can be interpreted as the law anymore, because people go, well, actually, what about this? And actually, what about that? And there is the case as well that America and Israel actually technically have not signed up to the ICC stuff. But that's not really the point, is it? The rule of law should be followed, because if people can just break the laws with impunity, then what is the point? What is the point? Yeah. That's how crazy the world has become, because everything's starting to break down. We look here, we've got the Fool card. Now, sometimes it can be interpreted literally as the Fool, but this can also mean the leap of faith as well. Having faith that the universe will catch you. So the ICC has to carry on, and it has to have faith that the rule of law will continue, that people will continue to believe in the rule of law. Yeah. But there's all these funny ideas. People keep chucking, look, snakes and you know, ghosts and severed heads and stuff like that, yeah, into it to try and confuse the pure interpretation. But however, look, we've got the outcome here, which is the Page of Wands, and pages are all about messages. But this page in particular is known as the orator. Yeah, remember as well, wands deal with passion. So what is, wands also can be, fire can also be associated with the passion of the law. It has a very fiery Jupiterian energy. So the ICC have to speak up for themselves, and everyone else has to also speak up for the rule of law so that it may continue. Yeah. So if I read it in reverse, everyone has to speak up for the rule of law, so that we can have faith in the universe, that we can progress without falling to our deaths. However, many people are corrupting and misinterpreting the rules of law. Look what's happening, of course, as we've seen with SCOTUS and stuff like that, and all the other douchebaggery going on in the world. Yeah, people trying to pervert things. This is causing a lot of heartache, yeah, amongst people and the world as to where the world is going. And everyone is feeling on the defensive. Yeah, it's like everyone is defending their patch, either the rule of law or their lies or illusions and delusions, which are stratified through all parts of the world and all parts of cultures. So it's almost, this is humanity trying to fight for the right way. That's how I interpret it. So they are relevant for as long as people believe in them, have faith in them. But this is also as well a bit for me like a little bit like Never Ending Story. Do you guys remember the film Never Ending Story? And there is a bit where a little boy is reading a special book. I've never forgotten it. He's reading this magical book, I think at school, up in the attic somewhere. And he starts to become part of the book. And his fantasy becomes reality. And all of these mystical and mythical beasts are there. And there's this boy called Atreyu. Yeah, do you remember him? He was walking through the mud in the traumatic part where the horse dies. I'm not going to give it away, but anyone who's watched Never Ending Story never forgets this part. It stayed with me for years. Anyway, the point is this. In that book, there is a princess. Do you remember? There's a princess. The whole world of, I can't remember what, is it Fantasia? That's it, Fantasia. Gosh, I still remember. Fantasia is beginning to fall apart in the movie, starting to crumble and break down. And it was symbolic for the boy reading the book, losing his faith. Yeah, losing his faith in the goodness of the world. This was talking about him transitioning from childhood into adulthood, where he no longer believed in the beauty of the world. And because of that, Fantasia was beginning to be destroyed. And in the end, there's a princess, and she's calling out to him, and she says, "Give me a name." Do you remember? If anyone has watched this film, oh my God, the message is so powerful. She says, "Give me a name." And he can't think of a name for her. And it's like we can't quite name what is going on with the world right now, but we see everything crumbling around us. And we were like, this is odd. This isn't right. Something's not right. Why is everything so crazy? Why is everything so discombobulated? People are losing their sense of faith. But one of the things, in the end, everything was almost destroyed. And all that was left was the princess floating in the great abyss. And she said, and at that point, he was like, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? The world, you know, doesn't exist anymore. And while this was happening, he shouted out a name for the princess, and it was the name of his mother who had died. Yeah. So this film was talking about the trauma of this little boy and him coming to terms with the death of something very significant in his life. And in a way, this is like what's happening in the world right now. Pluto is the planet of crisis, death, rebirth. We're going to have to let go of things. We're going to have to learn certain truths that we don't want to hear. And it's going to continue because the Great Awakening, like I said, really starts to become manifest and concrete on the 29th of March, 2025, when Saturn enters sidereal Pisces and makes that huge stellium of 8 planets in sidereal Pisces. A great illusion about the world will be destroyed. It's happening already. But what the boy did was he called out and he gave the princess his mother's name. And she's there floating in the abyss. And he thought the whole world was destroyed. And she said, don't be afraid. Here, Fantasia is here. And there was one grain of sand, which was sparkling in the palm of her hand. And she said, as long as one grain of Fantasia exists, I can bring it back. And she did. Yeah. Now, why did I explain all of that? I wasn't expecting to explain all of that. And why has that metaphor come through? Because this is what's happening to us now. The world is in a dark place right now because Pluto is in sidereal Capricorn. And this is well known for fascism. Yeah, it's opposite the sign of its discovery around at that time. It was discovered around the back end of Gemini, early when Pluto was going from Gemini into the sign of Cancer. Cancer is opposite the sign of Capricorn. And that's why I've been saying for years, we're going into this energy of the 1930s. But do not be afeared, because the alchemy is happening as well, along with the cray-cray. But we're going to see some stuff. We're going to have to reimagine the world. We're going to need to bring Fantasia anew. But the old stuff has to go first, and it's very painful. And there is more to come. Like I said, expect the unexpected with these elections. We're going to see some crazy stuff. We're going to see a lot of stuff in Europe moving to the right. But there'll be other radical stuff moving to the left as well. Already we're seeing establishment governments not quite getting what they want. Did you see Modi didn't quite win that outright majority that he was expected to get? It's going to be very interesting as well, seeing what happens with the Tories with our election over here in the UK. They're expected to be obliterated, but you never know. Yeah. Nigel Farage is back on the scene. Do you see all of this stuff, all of these energies? Look what's going on with the GOP and this, that, and the other. So it's a fight, but there is no guarantee that the ICC will survive, because people have to have faith in it. People have to be willing to uphold the law. And we've now got people in Congress and in other places that are not prepared to uphold the law, because they're going into that dark shadow side of Pluto, because they're still in that Kali Yuga energy, and they're not in the Dwapara Yuga energy, which is the age of energy and magic. Or in fact, they're trying to use the age of energy and technology for their own evil means. Yeah, for entertainment purposes only. Long explanation. I wasn't expecting all of that to pour out of me, but I'm very warmed up and I've been very intergalactic today. Anyway, let's see what you're saying in the comments. I wasn't expecting all of that to come out. Bloody hell. Anyway, what's this? Oh, look at this here. So Foggy says, I had a feeling you were in deep conversation. I really did. I was. We were epic conversation. What's this? Hello, Hargarth and chatters. I thought I was waste. Oh, Sonia. Hello, Sonia. Sonia's going to be joining me in Santa Fe, by the way. Oh, forgive me. Let me just say that. They're still, well, they're actually going. But if you want to join me in Santa Fe and you've been on the fence, you've not been sure, blah, 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 come. You're going to meet a whole bunch of like-minded people. This is also part of the alchemy, your contribution to the alchemy of transformation. Obviously, I'll be there teaching the astrology, and then we're going to be having the delights of Santa Fe as well, of course, as you can imagine. But it's all about sharing that energy. This YouTube channel, the other YouTube channels, all of this, we're part of that movement and we're helping the transformation. Yeah. It's just sometimes things get a little bit discombobulated at times. Oh, Columbia is saying we love you. Thank you so much. And then what do we have here? You make our day all the time. Thank you. Odilia, lovely name, Odilia. And then someone's saying here, so grateful for you, YouTube. Thank you. And Angela Locke saying we are all magic. Yes. So I repeat, this is what I write in the book. Magic is coming back. Get your magical books. Obviously, I would like you to buy my book as well, but I'm not the only book, obviously, on planet Earth. Many people have got books as well. Get your magical books out. Learn about the planets, so that you can use this alchemy here for the most positive outcome, for the highest good of everyone. Yeah, highest good for everyone. Anyway, let me get off my pulpit. Well, this is my pulpit. It is a Thursday fry-up after all, but let me just cross off that. All right. So the ICC, it depends how much faith we have in it. Yeah. And it can't keep being attacked like this, or it will fall like Fantasia. Anyway. Oh, okay. Well, is this the same? Oh, right. Okay. So they've asked a similar question here. What's this? Do you see Biden changing course on Israel? I was disappointed at the condemnation of the ICC by the US and wonder if there is also geopolitical, okay, war crimes, as you would expect to agreement at ICC, what Netanyahu is doing, genocide according to international law, actions of the US Damaging, in my opinion, is a sense of message to the world. The ICC is only legitimate when it charges the enemy of the US. Well, yeah, that might be it. That might be a fair question. But the whole world sees, yeah, the whole world sees. Eventually, things will come right, but we're in the breakdown phase right now. So let's look here. Divine Blessing says, Ghislaine Maxwell, remember her? What does this say here? Ghislaine Maxwell supposedly has written a tell-all book. Oh my God, that would be a bombshell. That would be Pluto. Yeah, remember, Pluto shows what the corruption, the underbelly. He deals with all the sex trafficking and all that stuff as well. But oh my God, let's see here. Supposedly has written a tell-all book. Do you think she mentions 45? And if so, would this information be released before the election? And what effect will it have on 45? Lots of love to you all. Listen, any book that Ghislaine Maxwell writes, which is a tell-all, goes beyond Trump. Trump will be a footnote. Yeah, he'll be significant. Imagine what she knows. If this book comes out and it's truly tell-all, because after all, what has she got to lose? She's got years and years in prison. You know, she's got plenty of time on her hands, hasn't she? Yeah, she's already in jail. So she may as well blow the whole thing up. You know, she might write the book and be found, you know, swinging from something, and they go, oh, suicide, you know, like a certain someone else, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. I don't think her friend is dead, by the way, but I don't want to get, you know, too into the weeds. But anyway, so if she writes this book, it's not just the likes of Trump that will be affected. Many global leaders will be outed by such a book. So if she's going to do it, she really needs to let rip and just do it. Whether or not she'll stick around and survive and make old bones, I'm not so sure. But let's have a look to see if it would affect Dr. Orange. But it would affect a lot of people. A lot of people would be scandalized. If anything, I would say the main connection with Dr. Orange is, you got to remember this. Remember always saying, he's not intelligent in the traditional sense. Like I said, he's crude and he's vulgar. Some people say he doesn't like to read. Remember what I've always said. I said he has reptilian cunning, and he does like to read. He likes to read classified documents, yeah, piled up to the ceiling, as we have seen. Dr. Orange would have been getting dirt. Dirt, I say. Pluto, underworld, yeah, going through Capricorn, government, dirt on all these people. Why else do you think they keep obeying him? Why else? He's a convicted felon. And they're still going to be potentially. Why? Think about it, guys. Why? Why is so many of the leadership in the GOP going down this dark, dark route? Why is it they don't seem to be able to change course when he basically is decimating everything what apparently the GOP stood for? Remember, they were supposed to be the party of law and order. Now they're about to officially kind of inaugurate Trump as their main leader. Why, folks? Pluto in Capricorn, government, underbelly. You think he doesn't have a few numbers? You think he doesn't have dirt on people? You think this is why people like, what's his name, Lindsey Graham and all of this lot and all of the other ones, Mitch McConnell, do you think they're the reason? Why do you think they're kissing the ring? Because he knows stuff. The reason why they keep going along, yes, Trump has done some really dodgy stuff, but most of it we know because he's admitted it. But imagine what he knows about what we don't know about all the others. Why else would they behave in this way? It doesn't make sense, yeah, unless there's compromat, yeah. So her book wouldn't just expose Trump, and a lot of that's just baked in anyway. It's everyone else that would show up in the book. You see my thinking? Yeah. Anyway, but let's see what the cards have to say about Dr. Orange and maybe leaders in general. What impact? Let's ask, what impact could this book make? Could Ghislaine's book make? Thank you for the question. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. My God, I've come out with fire and brimstone today. Spirit, what is the impact of Ghislaine's book likely to be if it comes out? And as you know, I select with my eyes closed. Oh, look, did you see that? Did you see that? I pulled out the card and that one dropped. I'm going to have to read it as it is. Did you see? Spirit brought an extra card. Did you see that? Right. That's why I always just do the video of my hand so you can see how it all happens. Wow. So this gets 6 cards, not 5. Bloody hell. Oh, wait. Are my cards upside down? Let me just check to see if my cards are upside down. They're upside down. Let me just turn these around. Yeah. So let's just turn this the right way. The right way. Oh, my goodness. This is the one that fell out. Ah, money changing hands. Ah! Well, look at this, folks. Now, look, you saw what happened. You saw what happened. You know, I just say what I see. You saw that card fall out. That wasn't my intention. That was spirit to add to this story. All right. Ghislaine Maxwell's book. Looky here. First thing that comes out, yeah? First thing that comes out is the 6 of Cups. Now, this is interesting, yeah, because this is often a card of what? Nostalgia, looking back to the past, etc. But look who's on the front. Children, minors. You don't have to use your, you can use your imagination here. Think of what this book could be about. Think of why she was locked up in prison, yeah? She's going to be talking about that. The trafficking, perhaps of minors. If we look here, look, she's turned up in the reading. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is known for what? Yes, when we're not talking about politics, when we're talking about normal people, this deals with creativity, creative woman, etc. Not always a female, but usually female. This is Ghislaine. Look here, the Queen has what? Her crucible of secrets. This is Ghislaine. This is what her book would reveal. Great secrets. What impact will those secrets have? You don't need to be a tarot reader to recognize that. Devastating. It would knock down the tower of what? Leadership. Let's not forget here, in this card, the crown is here, which is showing the falling of the crown, the falling of rulers, leaders. It would be explosive. This tell-all book would be explosive. It will bring down the towers of power. Never forget, Pluto is like a hand grenade. Yeah? We're seeing all these hand grenades thrown everywhere. Have you noticed? This is really will blow some stuff up. Bloody hell. I would read it. I'm not even someone that would normally read a tell-all book, but that one I think I would read. Yeah. We look here, there's going to be a sense of devastating loss. Yeah. A lot of people will what? Lose their careers, their reputation. A lot of people will be shunned by the world after her revelations come out. Yeah. What else can one conclude from a combination like this? Yeah. The Tower moment. What is going to be revealed is how the money exchanged hands. Remember, this was the card that Spirit threw out to add to the story. So this is about what? The corruption, the money paid for the minors. Yeah. And then the outcome card is the 10 of Wands, showing the difficulty, the burden to rebuild, yeah, after these devastating revelations, because the tower's going to come down and blow it all apart, yeah? So this is the world trying to put the pieces back together again. So in short, if she gets to write the book that she wants to write, and if it is a true expose, remember, she's already in prison, so they can't put her in prison again. Yeah, I don't know how many years they gave her, but she's had a lot of time to think. She may as well just let rip. So you saw The question, we saw what happened there. So thank you for the question. I hope you guys found that interesting. I think that was pretty fascinating, wasn't it? It's crystal clear. And then Spirit threw in the extra card just to be sure. Let's see here. Oh, this is a duck l'orange question. Let me drink some water. My God. I'm getting the hiccups now. I'm so hungry. Someone's saying, Sonia's saying, I thought I was late, but it seems I'm right on time. Glad you made it, Hogarth. Thank you. Let's see. Someone's saying here, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so. Let's get Hoagie to 20K. Oh, thank you. I was actually keeping it quiet. I didn't even see the rest of that part there. Thank you. I mean, it would be nice, wouldn't it? It would be nice, you know, again. But, you know, of your own free will, if you've enjoyed, of course, you know, my readings, and if you found them useful or interesting, then please, of course, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share and press the bell notification. And if you'd like to contribute to the channel, but you're low on funds or you're saving up for the book or, you know, whatever it is, then you can just watch an advert, literally. Just count to 11 and then move on. Yeah. And that really does actually help, believe it or not. So thank you. That's very kind of you to say that. I'd only saw the top bit and then I saw the rest. But yes, I'd kept that quiet, actually. I'd kept that quiet. But yeah, I'm getting close. Let's put it that way. Let's see here. Ooh. Chuck has said, now Chuck, as you guys will know, he's always got the crystals of wisdom, yeah, that he sprinkles on my shows. And let's see, he says here, Chuck says, a life is either all spiritual or not spiritual at all. No man can serve two masters. Your life is shaped by the end you live for. You are made in the image of what you desire. Thomas Merton. Oh, isn't that a cracker? Thanks for that, Chuck. He's always got these, you know, I don't know, I'm sure you sleep on these books, don't you, Chuck? You've probably got a whole library full of this stuff. Fabulous. That's very, very good. Let's see here. Sharon Donnelly saying, hi, Hogarth and everyone. Oh, there's 600 of you now. Let's have a look here. What's this? ICC would be more credible had they pursued China's crimes. And in Tibet and Xinjiang, but they seem to discount genocides committed by the CCP. Not that minimizes the terrible suffering in Gaza. Now, isn't that interesting? That is also a valid point as well. Oh, in fact, let me put that down for entertainment purposes only. Yeah. Even I've just realized, even having that text up there, you know, the algorithm could, let's just say, do funny things, yeah, because there's certain persons, as it were, or institutions or nations that have a big influence on YouTube, by the way, and who write the rules, yeah, and it's to do with what that person has just said, just so you know. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Very fair point, very fair point. And I think this is why that analogy that I was using of it has to be believed in. It's like Fantasia. The people have to believe in the rule of law. Yeah. Anyway, what's this here? Shavani is saying, hi, Hogarth, love the magic. I wish there's more who are more open to that than a continuous verbiage of the media. Yeah, to Makali, Durga, and worldly counterparts. Yes, it's coming. But you see, many of you will know, look, this is why you guys are watching channels like mine or Linda G or, you know, Revealing Light Tarot or Lena, you know, whoever, the multitudes of these channels, because we know we're not getting the full truth from the conventional media, are we? We're not. Yeah, we're not. So that's what this is about. And we're part of that conversation. Anyway, let's see. Let's see what else is here as well. Oh, another one from Chuck. Love is the essence of all religion, mysticism, and philosophy. And for those, for the one who has learned this, love fulfills the purpose of religion, ethics, and philosophy, and the lover is raised above all. Yep, absolutely. I would agree. And we have Wayne saying greetings from Vermont. And Clarence is saying foggy. Patricia's here. Patricia, she's also going to be in the retreat as well. So we've all had chats already, by the way. We have this Zoom chat. We've got another one in July, and then we've got one in August just before we go. And then we're all together. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. And I'm going to do a Thursday fry-up live from Santa Fe with the people on the retreat with me in the back audience. They've already agreed to be there. So that's going to be a very special show. Anyway, what's the next question? So U.S. federal judge has, this is coming from Nick Minks. U.S. federal judge has ordered Donald Trump's former strategist, Steve Bannon, to report to prison by 1st of July to serve a 4-month sentence. Finally, what lies ahead for him when he gets out? Will this tarnish his reputation or make him a martyr to the cause? Now, cast your minds back, folks. So we're talking about Steve Bannon, who I've got nicknames for everyone. I call him the Warthog, yeah. For a multi-millionaire, he certainly does a good impression of a homeless man, doesn't he? But anyway, he's very wealthy, but he's not always kempt. Maybe he might improve himself. Anyway, I said he would serve time in prison. There would be a delay. But I also said if he goes to prison, he will write a book. He will write a book. And it will be like his answer to Mein Kampf or the like, yeah? So the thing is, they're going to set themselves up as martyrs. And what Duck Larange is teaching everyone to do, even though we know deep down Duck Larange doesn't want to go to jail, he's already declaring himself like a Mandela character. Someone wrote in the comments, apparently he's been comparing himself to Mother Teresa. I mean, the brass neck of this man, sometimes you just have to laugh, you know. Even though it's not funny, it's funny because this is like, it's so absurd. And for me, really, really, truly, madly, deeply, what this is about the people around Trump, the enablers, the Steve Bannons, the Judge Cannons, the SCOTUS, yeah? The elitos of the world, yeah, the flag wavers. This is really what this is about. This is what that part of that Pluto in Capricorn is as well. And we also need to look as well at the world of big pharma, etc. We need to look at all of the power structures that are in play, the old things that need to die in order that new things may come about. Yeah. Anyway, so let's see what lies ahead for Steve Bannon, the Warthog. For him when he gets out, will this tarnish his reputation or make him a martyr to the cause? So let's have a look. Let's see what the cards say. If they are rubbish, we know that he's not going to have such a great time. If they're so-so, whatever. If they're fabulous, that means he goes in and he ends up becoming more popular than he was before. Yeah, I just read the cards. All right, let's see what Spirit has to say. Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon. Let's have a look, see. Make sure my cards are the right way up this time. Yes, they are. Oh, Biden's shown up. Ah, a reversal. Look, that's a genuine one. Do you remember it was the right way up before? Oh, that says a lot. All right. This is interesting. Yeah, I'll just read the question again so we can see how Spirit answered. U.S. federal judge has ordered Donald Trump's former strategist Steve Bannon to report to prison by 1st of July to serve a 4-month sentence finally. What lies ahead for him when he gets out? Will this tarnish his reputation or make him a martyr to the cause? Yes, the Spirit has answered in that sense. You'll notice one of the cards that was the right way up in the original pull. Do you remember? I put them in and I shuffled and it's turned up upside down. Spirit has moved the card to make a point, and you'll see when I explain. Anyway, Eight of Wands. What's the Eight of Wands all about? This is about things speeding up, moving at great pace. You can see here they're flying through the air. This also talks about emails, communication. It can even talk about business, believe it or not. Moving forward at great pace. So I say the Eight of Wands, the Chariot, and the Knight of Swords are some of the fastest cards in the deck, yeah, because these are the sticks flying through the air. So everything is speeding up for Bannon right now, obviously. Yeah, he's only got the 1st of July before he has to neatly promote, put himself in prison for 4 months. Will he show up? Who knows? Will he do a runner? Will he jump on a plane and get out of whatever? Who knows? Let's see. The obstacle card for him. Look who's the obstacle card. Now, when we're talking about politics, the King of Cups often represents what? Biden. Yeah, Joe Biden. Look, he's turned up in the obstacle position. So, of course, he is an obstacle to Biden himself because he's always talking about the stolen election and Biden stole it and blah, 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 all of that stuff. Look, we all know that was total BS because even Trump's appointed judges said, this is rubbish. Yeah, remember all those cases that failed? Also, as well, remember too, he was all build the wall, and he stole the money. Yeah, he stole the money. He should have been in prison, except that Duck Larange pardoned him. From what I understand, if I remember correctly, when I was talking on my collaboration yesterday with Tanya, Tea with Tanya, do you remember Tanya was on? And we were talking, one of the questions was about Biden's border bill. Yeah, I think he sent an executive order to close the borders or something like that. Do let me know in the comments, folks, because, sometimes I'm here, but when I'm with clients and stuff, I'm literally off planet. So that is also being a spanner in the works, for Bannon, because it undermines his message. Anyway, if we look here, look, the Page of Wands, which was the right way up earlier, has now turned up reversed. When the card is the right way up, this deals with what? Messages, yeah? All pages deal with messages. But you remember I said this card is the orator, speech. Inverted speech, corrupted speech. This is Bannon. This is Bannon. So if he gets locked up, what's he going to do? He's going to spew his language and speech. I'm telling you, he's going to write a book. I said it years ago. I'm convinced. He's going to write some book. This is about communications message. It's going to be his answer to Mein Kampf. He probably actually wants to be locked up because think about it, 4 months isn't that long. And he might come out for 2 months of good behavior. So he's going to have a lot of time on his hands. He might just be able to knock out a first draft of the book. That's the way I'm seeing it. Ghislaine's writing a book. Why not? If you're in jail, what else are you going to do? Yeah. So for me, he's going to use that time to concoct his inverted message, yeah, to what? Subvert Biden. There it is. I'm just saying what I see, but it makes sense, doesn't it? If we look here, look what he gets. He gets the victory card, yeah? I have to say what I see, not what I want to see, not what I would like to see, what I see. And of course, you guys know this, and I think this is why you guys watch. And I thank you for respecting the way that I read the cards, because it's not my job just to tell people what they want to hear. I let spirit come through. He gets the victory card. So what this means is things move forward. Yes, he probably gets locked up. Biden is his obstacle, obviously, because he wants to shout down Biden or whatever. He wants to subvert the message about the election. But look, he gets the victory card. So that means, yeah, I think people will buy the book. Yeah, a lot of people are going to buy into what he says. So when he comes out of prison, he's going to be like, I'm free. I'm now freed from being a political prisoner. Yeah, he's going to use every trick in the book. That's really what Duck Larange does. And then he gets the temperance card as the outcome. Look, he gets the temperance card, which is about balance and this, that, and the other, temperance and all of this stuff. So maybe he may temper his language a little bit, maybe. But it's very, very interesting. It is technically a positive card. So what I'm going to say is he gets locked up. He probably writes a book, or he comes out with a rhetoric that might end up helping him in the long run. And that's why I think, in a way, it would be better for him to do community service, a bit like Duck Larange. Pick up the dog poop, the weeds, being out in the public, in the beating sun, wearing the bright orange jumpsuit and the ball and chain or the ankle bracelet as well. That would actually do more, I think. Anyway, prison is what he deserves because he's a thief. Anyway, but I'll leave it there. So look, you're seeing, look, the card, that what it was upside down. I'm turning it back round the right way. Yeah, putting it in, and let's see if it comes back reversed again, going back into my deck. So thank you so much for the question there. Maybe not what people necessarily wanted to hear, but that's not my job. I have to read the cards and let spirit come through unfiltered. Anyway, what's this here? Right, today, internet paper online, there was a very vague article saying that E. coli outbreak and U-code could be traced to various food. I failed to mention the food by name. Oh, this is interesting in a way. Israel striker UN goals at least timing consists of planetary lines in the summer. With both South Africa and India's elections not given a good morning. Okay, so look, this isn't it. It's Israel Gaza again, but from a slightly different angle. So I'll just mix. Israel strike on UN shelter in Gaza kills at least 27. Oh my God, UN shelter, United Nations. The timing coincides with planetary alignments that some have warned could see an increase in irrational and explosive events. The UN is becoming less relevant with its inability to prevent conflict. How does this period in astrology play out in the UN's chart? Is there anywhere that it does? So look, obviously I've not had time to cast the chart because I've been talking away with one of my clients, having an intergalactic conversation. However, the UN is also an institution that is being questioned, just like the ICC. I think we can all agree on that, can't we? And what people are asking, people are starting to ask the question, what is the point of these institutions if they are toothless? Yeah, they need to have teeth. They need to be able to bite onto things. Yeah, so let's see here. Now she's talking about, now there is a big alignment which I think has actually just happened. Actually, I think it's just happened. In fact, let me do share screen with you guys. Let's do present. I wasn't planning to share my screen. Oh my gosh, the time is almost gone, but let me sit. We'll end on this. On momento, entire screen, share. And just to show you the alignment that Nick Minks is talking about. Let's see here. Can you see the screen for? I think you can. Oh, there we go. There we are. So let's go like this. Oh, come on, don't play about. Let's go down like that. Okay, look. It's not in this chart. This is actually, in fact, if I just do here, new birth chart, and if I just do today, this is my Carla software that I use, which was actually invented by someone called Ernst Wilhelm. Let's do calculate. Right. So this is now. Yeah, now. What's interesting here, you know, I was talking about Pluto and I said, what? Pluto is in sidereal Capricorn. Now he's retrograde, which means to review, reset, yeah, reassess. We're reassessing, reviewing, revising everything to do with government, big business, big pharma, etc. All of that stuff. We're going back over, raking over the dirt. At this moment in time, we see Capricorn is rising on the eastern horizon. That means anyone who is born at this time, depending where they are in the world, they are most likely to have a Capricorn rising right now. They are going to have Pluto in the first house. This is very powerful. Very powerful. Some very powerful people are being born right now. Let's just put it that way. Here is Saturn in sidereal Aquarius, not in Pisces, not yet. You see here, Saturn is going direct at 24 degrees, 48 minutes, but in July is going to go retrograde and come all the way back down to around about 16, 17 degrees and then go direct again and then eventually leave and go into sidereal Pisces on the 29th of March 2025, which you heard me mention before, which I consider the Great Awakening. But what Nick Minks was asking about is this over here, which happens today. Yeah. When I started this video, it was the 6th of June 2024. Now it's 7th of June 2024 at 33 minutes past midnight. Yeah, because remember, I started late. I normally finish at midnight with this show. So we see Uranus, Jupiter, Mercury, the Sun, Venus, and the Moon all together in sidereal Taurus. This is very interesting. What this says to me is that the monetary markets and the economies of the world are going to change. Yeah, the planets are declamatory. And what do I mean by that is when they bunch up together, or when the big ones change signs, it's like dong. This for me is the new revelation and the new economy in the world being birthed. Why do I say that? The moon has a lot to do with wealth and security, food as well, nutrition, how we get our needs met. Venus deals with tangible assets of all kinds, asset classes being bought or sold. The Sun deals with leadership. Mercury literally deals with currency, literally currencies, the exchange rates, the spreadsheets, the communications of all kinds. Jupiter also deals with the economy as well, the optimism and expansion of the economy. And Uranus is sudden shocks and surprises and technological innovations. So imagine when you get Uranus, planet of technology in the future, combining his energies with Mercury, which is currency. This means what? E-currency. A new currency is coming, guys. I know that you guys have heard me mention it before, but it's true. It is true. Probably before the end of this year, there will be a new currency, and it's probably going to come from BRICS. Yeah, BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, combined with the other countries that are joining them. They want to undermine the dollar. Yeah, I've mentioned this before. I know no one wants to hear it, but this is part of these uncomfortable truths that must be heard because this is important. So it's not just talking about discord and stuff like that. When I look at that, because this is all happening in sidereal Taurus, Taurus also deals with values, family, values, assets, wealth, food, agriculture, flowers, art, speech, voice, singing, all of this stuff, beauty. Even the beauty aesthetic may change. It's going to have a Uranian influence, and Uranus is androgynous. So we're going to see quite androgynous fashions. We're going to see technology being involved increasingly in producing food. We're going to see some weird foods in the next 7 years. Remember, there's certain people that, don't want, isn't this funny? Because the sign of Taurus is also the sign of beef. Yeah, the cow. Now, look, obviously there are some issues with beef and all of the stuff and what it contributes to gas and some of the cruelty and all of this stuff and the other. But you also got people that are going to want us to eat crickets. Yeah. Locust burger. And you might think, oh my God, Hergy, what are you talking about? But no, honestly, this is strange, new, weird foods, as well as monetary changes to the monetary system and the global economy. Yeah. So that, I hope that answers the question. I wasn't necessarily expecting to go off on that tangent, but that's what it means. Yeah. So it's the whole value system of Gaia. Mother Earth is changing. This is, Taurus is an earth sign. So, and Uranus deals with earthquakes, as you heard me say, but it also deals with political earthquakes. Look what's happening in the UK. At the moment, from what is understood, the Tories are going to be wiped off the board. They're one of the oldest political parties in Britain, over 200 years old. Yeah. So we're going to see a lot of changes, folks, changes in currencies, changes in economies, changes in values, changes in food, agriculture, the way food is produced, new technologies, unusual things, electronic money. Yeah. Not that all of us want that, but you know, there'll still be cash, don't worry, but you'll see more of this stuff. So big change, everyone. But let's not forget that alchemy, let's not forget that magic, and let's not forget that belief. We need to believe in the rule of law, and it needs to be applied, lest it crumble and fade like Fantasia. But let's not forget too, the grain of sand that was in the palm. As long as there's enough people that believe in the rule of law will prevail. It's just that we're being challenged right now. So get your magical books. Yeah. You know, get your magical books. Not just my one, you know, here. Not just my book. Any magical books. Anything that grabs your interest. Start learning this stuff. The planets, though, are part of it because their movements show where the energies of humanity are developing, growing. So you may as well know this stuff and then apply it in that way from the correct positions. As you've heard me say, Western astrology, yes, it still works and stuff like that. But look, for those of you who have consultations with me, you know the reality. Vedic astrology is very, very accurate, and we need accuracy in these times to be able to counter the darker energies that are trying to manifest. Yeah. So it is within us. We can change all of these things. We really can, but we have to learn, and we have to be prepared to grow, and we have to be prepared to transform. So I will leave it there. Thank you everyone for joining me. Let me scroll down and see. I've got new comments here as well. Some people saying, get your magic on, collective. Yes, Tony Temperance, absolutely. And then Mystic is saying, always so good, Hoagie. Thank you so much. I think I've reached the bottom of the whatever. So you know what? I will leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. And you will see me next on Hoagie. And we're going to have Sheila is back, and we're going to have Deanne back. But guess what? The week after that, drum roll, we could have Ganga back. Lady G could be back. Yeah. So she says she doesn't think she can make it this week, but she might be able to make it the week after. We've missed her. I'm so looking forward to having shows with her again, depending on how she's feeling in her recovery and stuff like that. So thank you so much. Big love to everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, press the bell notification, etc. If you want to support the channel, watch an ad, but just click, just count to 11 and then just let it go. Yeah. It really does help. And of course, if anyone is interested in the book, it's in the link in the description below, if I have remembered. And don't forget as well, you can still join me as well in Santa Fe. Come and meet like-minded people. Come do some of the magic with us. And I'll do a Thursday fry-up in August live from Santa Fe, assuming the internet's working and I don't have any technical issues. And you'll be there with me and those that have joined me on the retreat. It's going to be a hoot. I can't wait. Never had a live in-person audience before, but, you know, such is life. Anyway, I will leave it there now. Big love, everyone. Mwah! All right. Bye-bye for now.